Hello everyone, and once again we got another chapter of One Piece, chapter 939, titled "An Old Leopard's Claws Are Always Sharp." And right away we got a frontispiece cover page with Jinbei. So a crab is his hairdresser, so it's a frontispiece request, so don't get all excited, this is not a spoiler for the cover pages. Either way, we're back to this. Momonosuke's little sister, a confession of 20 years later. Ha! Well, I knew it. I'm so glad I drummed up the courage to ask you. It was a bit of a gamble. So it's interesting. She did that in order to get a reaction from Zoro to confirm whether he knew it. So again, out of all the characters I say, why did she choose to reveal this to Zoro? So he's safe. What is up with that split face? I just noticed a split face. I hoped you were working with my brother, or perhaps you're an enemy. And that's after his live. You see the split face? And it reminds me of pudding. So I'm just throwing it out there. If you want to make those Sanji pudding comparisons with Zoro and Komurasaki or Hiyori, there you go. Momo's still 8 years old, while you're still his younger sister, now 26, even though she's still taller than Momonosuke. So, anyway, is it okay for this kid to hear all of this? It's okay, I already knew all of that anyway, so. And before my eyes, my older brother and his retainers simply vanished. That same day, I lost my father, Odin, and my mother too, so that's confirmed, because she was there. So, Lady Toki is dead. That's confirmed. However, we still yet to see her appearance, so I think that's going to have some ramifications in the future. You were not allowed to go into the future too. Either my brother or me, to preserve the Kozuki line in case something had to. Oh, is this why she joined the red light district? But one of my father's retainers, Kawamatsu, the Kappa, we've seen him already, but with not full design, patiently and steadfast supported me. That's why he was locked up. Okay, I believe that in yokai, but Kawamatsu prides himself on the fact that he has a kappa. On the day that the castle burned, even though we were surrounded by the enemies, he dug a tunnel and then swarmed at me, unbeknownst to everyone. Princess made sure to feed me. No, I've got a bit of a tummy ache today, so. Oh, so is it similar to what happened with Atama? With how she ended up, because there was some grilled fish swimming through the river earlier. I munched on a few of them kappa, and eventually I too began to smile again. Is that before the water became contaminated? Where is he now? We were separated when I was about 13, I believe. Samurai, I'm sure he's somewhere in this country waiting and preparing for the day of the final battle. I want to see him too, so there's a reunion once he busts out of prison alongside Luffy. But, what are you doing? Oh, I just noticed that face again. He always making the most adorable faces in this chapter, I will say that. I'm just so happy, but I mustn't cry. I'm always done. So much like we've seen with Otama. Right, 9 red chiefs, so Zoro's connecting the dots with the 9 samurai prophecy. There you go, the Kozuki cloud. So Kinemon, Conjurer, Raizo, Kiku, Inuarashi, Nekomamushi. We've yet to see the last 3, so that's the $1,000,000 question. Kawamatsu's 1. Ajo Doshi have to be another. And Denjiro. The remaining ones are Kawamatsu, I just told you about, Denjiro, and boy Ajra Doshi. So they just go back to sleep. Well, too many captains sink the ship. I'm going to start thinking about all this now. Yes, you should. Focus on healing your injuries. Zorojuro, please try to get some rest. Yeah, I'm happy too. Keep it down, she's. The interactions is hilarious. And you see Zoro, Toko in the background, like passed out. But he's only 8 years old. How strange. Everyone's just like they were back then. I wonder what will happen once I meet them. We'll probably find out soon enough. Perhaps I should refrain from doing so until after the battle. So there you go. I can't risk following up their preparations right until I guess more followers of Kozuki are being tortured. So you were living large in the capital, biding your time until the rebellion. Wicked bastard. How unfortunate for you, all of you. Oh, there's Beppo and and the rest of the Heart Pirates. But the captain, he'll believe us right. Of course he will. Luffy's just take care of these guys. These babies are filled with sea stem bullets made here in Wano. So, Armadillo Mount, so Armadillo Smile, there you go. So, Armadillo, Devil Fruit User, a Zoan type. So, he's got the tail and he's got the, I guess, the shell at the back. And he's got bullets for sea stem, even though Luffy's clearly going to dodge him. Kidding, oh man, his hero's movements are so quick. Good work, Ram. So, Luffy's giving him guidance. Yeah. What in the world, can you see the future? But go left next. So he's obviously dodging thanks to Luffy's help. That's cool. Left, I can't hit him. What the hell is with this guy? Just he flips and he dodges. So wow, this is way easier. No, that simply won't do. Please put me down. I can't allow myself to trouble you more. It's fine. The heavier the better. So Luffy's I need the training. So I love the maturity of Luffy, even in this situation. Luffy's like training his ass off to get stronger and to master the invisible armament haki. I have a feeling that technique let me break through Kaido's tough scale. So that's what it is. But I won't know until I try. So that's smart thinking on the part of Luffy. And if he does master that, it may help out in his fight with Big Mom down the road. But Straw Hat in Wano, there is a sort of power one can transmit from their body onto their blade. A long time ago, there was a technique I learned called Goken. I'm not sure if I can manage it, but I can teach it to you. Just see if it is what you're looking for. So Grant. So he knows the invisible. So he knows the haki that can, and he palm thrusts him in the stomach. So he just one shots it. You blast him away. So he's got the invisible haki after all. He did it. He took down one of the gifters. So he's in that really category because he knows the invisible haki. Because I didn't see any harm unless I'm guessing he's got the armored haki around his hands. But if you noticed, his outline around his forearm is kind of white as well. If that's the thing you've been trying to do, I might just be able to help you learn it. So that's exactly it. So he knows the same technique that Rayleigh knows. So that's interesting. That's the chapter. Before I dissect this review, I just want to make an update when it comes to behind the scenes and what's gone down with a certain editor, Sugita. That name may be familiar to you. Recently stepped down as one of the editors behind One Piece, behind the manga. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it may have a role when it comes to like the pacing, when it comes to Wano, because there have been some complaints between the One Piece community about the pacing of Act 2. So whether or not that changes for this change, I don't know. I'm just making it is a big change behind the scenes though. Summaries of Takano, he had an interview and he basically said the following: editors are not highly evaluated by their boss until they've launched a new popular manga. In other words, editors are not highly evaluated just because they are One Piece. Editor: since One Piece is already super popular, Takano said, I hate it when others make a success as an editor. This feeling encourages me to work hard, and all editors consider it in the same way. Now, you can take that interview any one or two ways, but it does seem to me like he has a chip on his shoulder. And what's interesting about this is Sugita, the editor, former editor who retired, is only 28, and Takano is only 27. So that's very interesting. And there is an article about the work ethic being too much for Sugita, so he stepped down. So I just want to make that point clear. So you can check that whole article for yourself in the description box below. But either way, let me know what you guys think, because it could play a role with where the pacing goes moving forward. Start off this chapter with Jinbei on the cover page. It's a frontispiece request, so it's not really part of Oda's. He didn't do it on a whim to like give us a clue of what Jinbei's doing. No, it's just a request. So it's no spoilers of whether or not Jinbei's still alive, unless we get him on Wano. That being said, this chapter could be split into two parts. One is like the comedy and the exposition of Kurosaki explaining how she's been alive all this time. And again, the fact that she's saying all this to Zoro is going to play a role, obviously. The second part of the chapter is what's going down with Luffy. I guess you do have the in-between where Penguin and Sachi they're being detained, trying to be tortured about what's going on right now. Then we go over to the third part of the chapter where Luffy's continuing the train. So, and the one thing I appreciate about this chapter, we got more insight into Komurasaki, aka Lady Hiyori. It's not a secret anymore. Her personality even further, so I appreciate that. She's just an overgrown version of Atama, pretty much. The way she interacts with Zoro, where her facial expressions, like she's happy, and then at one point, like she's got a split personality. It's like, oh, are you an enemy of Momonosuke or your friend? Like she has that Pudding vibes that Sanji and Pudding had with their interactions. So I don't know what that means going forward with Zoro and Komurasaki's relationship. But that being said, we do get some pretty interesting information. We also know that Toko has been a positive light in. So we get this quote: "I lost everything the day out of the blue. So even when I heard rumors that my brother would return 20 years later, I never had much hope. It was like clutching at smoke. To be honest, at the time I lost the will. I lost even the will to live." So she was bringing on despair because of what happened to her mother and father. And she does mention a quote, and it may explain why she became a Kotsan, and either my brother or me to preserve the Kozuki line in case something happened to either one of us. Now, again, it's not hard to figure out what that meant. Just the fact that she's in the One Piece version of the Red Light District, such a prostitute, to get some information, but at the same time, that may be the reason why she ended up becoming a Kotsan. It's messed up, and Zoro's hearing all of this. Then we get to introduced to her relationship with Kawamatsu, who we know is in Udon prison right now. Looks like Momonosuke is going to reunite with Hiyori on the battlefield, because it's pretty much confirmed in this chapter. He was a positive light to trying to cheer her up when she was a child. She was only 13 when the separation happened, and her facial expressions are adorable in this chapter. And then, but I can't cry, and you just see her face like she wants to cry, but she can't because she's a warrior. So I love that. And then Zoro connects the dots what we all thought about a month ago about the 9 samurai from the Kuzukan prophecy. 9 red sheaths. So obviously we have 6, 3 in accounted for. We know the names of them, but we don't know what roles they have when it comes to, I guess. So we have Kinemon, Kanjuro, Raizo, Okiku, Inarashi, Nekomachi, and then the 3 remaining ones are Denjiro, Ajira Doji, and Komatsu. We know what Komatsu is, but his appearance is kind of like obscured by silhouetted in the prison right now. So Zoro's like, yeah, this is all too much taking, so I'm just gonna lie down. I did find it hilarious how he's trying to sleep, and then Hiyori just can't help herself to being excited about meeting Momonosuke, and Zoro's like, just shut up, I'm trying to get to sleep. And then you see a Toko sleeping right beside Zoro. It's hilarious. We go over to Udon prisoners, and my favorite part of the chapter by far. We see Luffy, but what's impressive is like Luffy's just using this opportunity to train. He's directing Hyogoro where to maneuver around, because obviously he's seeing the intent in the future of where this guy's going to shoot. So he's like, go to your right and then crouch down, Gramps. Then jump, so he dodges the bullets, and then he comes down with a sword, I guess, and then he's like, just jump. So he's able to dodge both those attacks. So that was impressive on the part of Hyo for being that mobile. Like, oh, what's going on with you? Can you see it into the future? Then Luffy's like, no, just go left next. And he does that, and he just dodges the bullets. And Luffy just comes in, he hakis up, and Mamadillo uses Armored Guard, I guess blocks against Armored Haki. So, and Luffy's just like, no, that's not good enough, because it was regular old Armored Haki. He wants the invisible Haki that Rayleigh was showing him pre-time skip. He still can't do it. And then he's still guiding Hyo to like dodge the sword. And Luffy comes in, flips out, and just dodges the sword. So that's impressive on part of Luffy. Hyogoro's like, just put me down. I can't let you give you this much trouble. Luffy's like, this fine. The heavier the better. I need the training. That I have the feeling that technique will let me break through Kaido's tough scales, but I won't know until I try. So we know from Whole Cake Island that Big Mom and Kaido have tough skin. That's been proven. Unless they do damage to themselves, we see Big Mom graze a leg in Whole Cake Island. So it makes sense, and it's been foreshadowed since pre-time skip, so it does kind of tie itself together. For some people may think it's just a plot device. No, it's been foreshadowed, and Oda's using it to his advantage right now. So it makes sense, and reminiscing on Rayleigh showing him the invisible hockey, which is the second level of armored hockey, and then you got Sentomaru's also. I'm pretty sure the Boa sisters also could do the same thing, but he puts in the work, and Luffy still guides him the right way, but he uses armored hockey around his face. And what's interesting about this, you see like the armored hockey in his hand, but it still looks invisible. He still uses a shockwave to one-shot this armadillo man, and Luffy's like, yeah, that's it. You blasted him away. Teach me because I want to learn that shit. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And the fact that Hyogoro, who's been revered, and he also knows about the next stage armored hockey when it comes to the swords, the special swords at least in Wano. So it makes sense why he would be the one to train Luffy. There was speculation before this arc started when they were separated, like Luffy would take a time skip, a couple of weeks to train. We still have some time before the battle's taking place in Onigashima. A couple of days, I believe it was 9 the last it was mentioned. And there is a quote by Komurasaki, aka Lady Hiyori. I'm just going to get used to calling it Hiyori at this point because it is. But she just pretty much says, oh, I would love to see Momonosuke right now, but maybe I shouldn't because it could hinder everybody else's plans right now. So I'm going to wait until the battle concludes. So that to me is confirmation that we're not going to have that reunion until the Battle of Onigashima. So there's a reason for Luffy to stick around training and not just like rush everything and get his ass kicked by Kaido again. No, he realizes what's gone down, and I love the maturity of Luffy to like grow stronger, and Hyogoro training him makes perfect sense, and that's the reason why Luffy's in prison right now. I still say by the end of Act 2 they're going to be out of prison. This is a great chapter to come back to just because of the growth of Luffy and the foreshadowing of Komurasaki and the comedy dynamics with Zoro. That was hilarious. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to have more One Piece. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys.